Anderson. Hunter Dupree is an American historian and one of the pioneer historians of the history of science and technology in the United States. Early education. The son of a lawyer, George W. Dupree, and his wife, Sarah Hunter, he attended Oberlin College, where he earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in 1942. Upon completion of his undergraduate work, he joined the United States Navy in 1942 to 1946, and became a lieutenant in the U.S. Naval Reserve. At the end of World War II, Hunter Dupree married Marguerite Louise Arnold in 1946, having two children including the historian Marguerite Dupree and the harpsichord maker Anderson H. Dupree. Hunter Dupree entered Harvard University, where he completed his master's degree in 1947 and his Ph.D. in 1952, having written his doctoral dissertation on Asher Gray, titled Asher Gray, The Development of a Statesman of Science, 1810 to 1848. Academic career. In 1950, Dupree took up his first academic position as assistant professor of history at Texas Technological College in Lubbock, Texas, where he remained until 1952, when he was appointed a research fellow at the Gray Herbarium at Harvard University. He served two appointments there in 1952 to 54 and 1955-56. In addition, he served as project director on grants at the National Science Foundation, 1953 to 55. In 1956, the University of California, Berkeley appointed him visiting assistant professor of history, then promoted to associate professor in 1958, and professor of history in 1961. He served additionally as assistant to the chancellor in 1960-62, and director of the Bancroft Library in 1965-66. In addition, he was a consultant to the Committee on Science and Public Policy at the National Academy of Science in 1963-64. He remained at Berkeley until 1968. Despite being a competent academic, Dupree's tenure in the Bancroft Library directorship was brief and stormy. He was appointed to the directorship in June 1965 but clashed repeatedly with the staff over library internal policy, which sparked a near-revolution among its employees. Part of the disagreement involved Dupree's emphasis on modernizing traditional library practices and the way collections, particularly manuscripts, were handled in the collections. He also required an accounting for long-term projects on which the library devoted resources but could show few actual results. In January 1966, the UC Berkeley president returned him to the history faculty that same June. In 1968, Brown University appointed him George L. Littlefield Professor of History, a position he held until his retirement in 1981. While in this post, he served as a consultant to the Panel on Science and Technology and Astronautics, U.S. House of Representatives, 1969-73, trustee of the Museum of American Textile History, a member of the NASA Historical Advisory Committee, and the Atomic Energy Commission's Historical Advisory Committee. Awards. In 1976, he received the Presidential Award of the New York Academy of Sciences and was selected as a Fellow, Center for Advanced Studies, National Humanities Center in 1978-79. In 1990, he was awarded the George Sarton Medal. Published works. Some Letters from Charles Darwin to Jeffrey Wyman, Isis Volume 42, Part 2, Number 128. pp. 104-110. Thomas Nuttall's Controversy with Asher Gray, Rodra, Volume 54, pp. 293–303, Science versus the Military. Dr. James Morrow and the Perry Expedition. The Pacific Historical Review, Volume 22, No. 1, pp. 29–37. Jeffries Wyman's Views on Evolution, ISIS, Volume 44, pp. 243–246. Science in the Federal Government, A History of Policies and Activities to 1940. Asher Gray, 1810–1888. What Manuscripts the Historian Once Saved, ISIS, Volume 53, pp. 63–66. Darwiniana, Essays and Reviews Pertaining to Darwinism by Asher Gray, edited by Hunter Dupree. Science and the Emergence of Modern America, 1865–1916, edited by Hunter Dupree. Some General Implications of the Research of the Harvard University Program on Technology and Society, edited by Emmanuel G. Mesthine. Comment. The Anticipation of Change by Simon Rameau. Comment. Is Technology Predictable? By Peter F. Drucker. Comment. The Role of Technology in Society and the Need for Historical Perspective by Hunter Dupree. Comment on the comments by Emmanuel G. Mesthine. The Crisis in Authority. Brown Alumni Monthly, Volume 70, No. 1. Science and Society, Past, Present, and Future, edited by Nicholas H. Sterneck, with a contribution by Hunter Dupree. Joseph Banks and the Origins of Science Policy. James Ford Bell Lecture No. 22. Manuscript Collections. Oberlin College Library, RG 3417, A. Hunter Dupree Family Papers, 1830–2002. Brown University Library. Anderson Hunter Dupree Papers.